Hello, it's Liz here. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a card with some super cool tools and some, let's just get started. Okay, so this is the card I'm going to be sharing with you today. Look at this. What? That is so beautiful and just pops, right? Okay, so let's get started with that. The paper that I'll be using, let's go through that. I'll be using white for my card base, and this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock cut in half. I have already scored it. So I'm going to fold this in half, and we'll press that down. I think we're good. Yep, we're good with that one. So let's put that aside. The next piece I'll be using is Lost Lagoon. So I have a piece of Lost Lagoon and a white piece of cardstock that will layer on top. So the white piece of cardstock here is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. The Lost Lagoon is 4 by 5 1/4 inches. Okay, so they are going to go right on top like this. And we'll set that aside here. Our next layers, this is the Holographic Trio cardstock that you will find in the specialty section in the catalog or online, but it's called Holographic Trio. And that's this piece here. And then I have a Lost Lagoon piece here. So the holographic piece is 3 inches by 4 inches. And this Lost Lagoon piece is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 inches. And then those two will layer on top of each other. Okay, so I'll set those aside for just a minute. The stamp set that I'll be using is Sweet Citrus. I feel like I just need a little bit of warmth right now in the middle of winter. So this is fun and it's bright and cheery. So this is Sweet Citrus, and it coordinates with the this is an embossing folder. Let me just show you in the catalog, okay? Okay. Here's the Sweet Citrus stamp sets, okay? And then it coordinates with the Sweet Citrus Hybrid. Sweet Citrus Hybrid, say that quickly. So that has an embossing folder, which is what this is. And then there are dies that go in it also. I'm not using the dies for this card here. So an embossing folder, will basically emboss cardstock, right? And the dies cut things out. But with this, they come together, and you can lay the die inside this embossing folder and run your paper through it, and it will emboss and cut out at the exact same time. Or you can do what we're going to do today. So I'm not using the dies at all. I'm just using the embossing folder. Okay, so Sweet Citrus Hybrid. So let me set that aside. All right, and then I have Lost Lagoon ink that I'll be using also. Okay, so let's get started with this. I'm going to take this piece here, and we're going to attach this together. I'm going to use the liquid glue. Anytime you're using the liquid glue, just remember to squeeze gently. And you don't want to get your glue too close to the edges, or you're going to have an oozing out issue, okay? Someone asked me recently what's different about this as compared to like Elmer's glue. This is a little bit thinner, so I don't think it goes on like as gloppy as Elmer's glue does. And when it dries, many times like Elmer's glue, when it will dry, it's like a little like a little bubbly or bumpy. It's not quite so smooth, whereas this comes out very smooth when it dries. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. Let's take this layer. I flipped that over like there's a right or a wrong, and there really is not. So I'm just going to put a thin layer of adhesive on here. And let's switch that over. Flip that over here. We're going to get that generally centered. The nice thing with the liquid glue is you can slightly move it before it dries. Okay, so we have these pieces together, so we have these two layers here, okay? Now I'm going to take this, and I'm going to run it through the Cut-n-Emboss machine. Now, you're using with a 3D embossing folder, so with a 3D embossing folder, you want plate 1, which is what you have right here. And then you're going to do your embossing folder with the paper in the center, and then you want plate 4. So this is plate 4. The numbers are right here, and then that's it. Okay. So I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this right inside here and close that up, and I'll put that on top here, and this is going to go on top, and then I'm putting that right through the cut and emboss machine. I'm not going to actually cut anything, just going to crank this through. All right, so this is what we have. Look at that. Beautiful, right? It's still magical. And I'm going to take this piece here and do the same thing with it. I'm going to put that right inside. Close. Oh, so both pieces of paper are going through. I'm going to close that up and put this on top. When I was younger, I went down to Florida with my mom to stay with an aunt and uncle, like my mom's aunt and uncle, and I just thought it was the neatest thing to be able to go outside and just pick grapefruits right off the tree and pick oranges off the tree, and that's what this reminds me of. So there we go. I'm going to pull that out and look at that. Okay, beautiful, right? All right, so let's take this one here. I'm going to put this glue on the back. I'm going to lay this down on this card. I got some glue on my fingers. All right. And there we go. Press that down. You can flip that over if you want, just to press that real well. And it dries pretty quickly though. So there we go. We have that. All right. Now I don't want to put this on quite yet. For the words, it just depends on what words you're going to use. I have a piece of scrap paper. It's white here. I wanted a little bit of thickness because I'm going to adhere underneath, but I'm going to use the words that say have a zesty birthday, which I think just goes great with this. So I'm using Lost Lagoon, and typically when we stamp like right in the middle of our piece of paper. I'm going to actually stamp. It's a little tricky when you have white on white like that, so let's I'm going to move this out of the way for just a second and come down here so I can see a little bit better. And I am going to stamp at the bottom. Okay. Bring this back in a little bit. And I stamped at the bottom there. So let's go ahead. I'm going to take the paper trimmer. And I'm going to trim off this end. There we go. That's good. All right. So I want to have this little this little extra here because I'm going to adhere it underneath that shimmery piece. So let's just put some adhesive along the edge. And I'm going to attach that right there. And just hold that for a second. And there we have it. Okay, so that's attached on the back. And now we'll take some dimensionals. And we're going to pop this up. Stick one maybe in the center, and let's put one on the actual sentiment also, okay? So this holograph paper is something I will say I haven't used a whole lot of up until this point, but I just did a shiny card class recently, and so I went through the catalog and I pulled out, and I went through, made a list of everything in the catalog that was sparkly and glittery, and I found this holographic paper, and so I ordered that, and let me tell you, it's beautiful. The catalog does not do it justice, so when it came and I pulled it out, it was just beautiful. So here we go. We're gonna lay this down on here, and I'm actually lining this up along the edge, but it will depend on how much you put underneath and how much is sticking out. So you just put that where you would like it. Set that down there. We'll press that all in. And there you go. And there's your card. It says, have a zesty birthday. Here's the sample I made before that says, enjoy the sweeter things in life. And there's your nice and sparkly card. So I hope you enjoy that. And Holographic Trio, Sweet Citrus. And then there's the, I don't remember what they're called, the citrus. Hang on a second. Hang on, what did I tell you? They are called Sweet Citrus Hybrid. Okay, so Sweet Citrus stamp set and Sweet Citrus Hybrid is what I used here. So hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, shoot me a message, let me know, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.